at a school level, understanding what it means to be putting food in the garbage can as opposed to the compost, because that's not something I even knew about. And so I'm imagining it's not a conversation that parents are having with their children at home because they may not know about it. Um, I was thinking about how years ago we had these huge campaigns in our schools around reduce, reuse, recycle. In every children's book, there were drawing pictures, there were contests, there was a lot of kind of hype around the importance of reducing, reusing, and recycling, which is really great because that information got brought home to parents, made changes. Children care and they make changes. And so I would like to see that we do talk to children about when that apple goes into the garbage instead of the compost or instead of your belly or instead of somebody else's belly, what happens next? And so that they start becoming aware of food waste. And food waste is always going to happen, but I don't think 50% of our food needs to be wasted when we really need it. And a lot of people worked really hard to make it. So I don't want there to be any guilt. I just want us to think about how to shift it around to make the most benefit for everybody on our planet. Um, so maybe something as simple as a little information, a couple statistics around food waste and things that they can do at home. Maybe they have a little bin in their fridge that is a use first bin. And so when their parents bring home groceries, that's kind of like the go-to bin for a snack. Some people do that already with pre-prepared snacks so that it makes it easy for their children to direct what they're going to be eating after school. But a use first bin starts you thinking about what's in your fridge and what should be used first because it might be a little closer to those dates, and helping children understand those dates a little bit better. So I, I've come from a farming background. We raised a lot of our own food and grew a lot of our own food and prepared it. And one time I was with a friend who had children and they were, 4 to 10 years old. And one of these little boys, he was 10, he's like, Brandie, when you make something, how do you know when it expires? Because the food in their house all had a date, and he was that child who checked the date constantly. He didn't know the difference about best before compared to expired. He just looked for the date. And he's like, when you make it yourself, how do you know what the date is? And so maybe there's a thing of masking tape by the fridge, and people start marking on their containers, eat before this date. Let's say it's, leftover shepherd's pie, and you can say eat before Thursday or something like that, so that it helps to understand what's in there and maybe just reorganize it and make it feel safe, because sometimes that container of food from a couple days ago, we're not really sure, what day of the week it was made and is it really safe. And maybe once there's masking tape on that, it's kind of a free for all. It goes into the eat before other things, and it's just available. So there's lots of different things that people can be doing at home in terms of reorganizing what they're doing with their food, maybe prioritizing what needs to be eaten first, understanding that a best before date does not mean that it's gone bad, and it just means that we're going to use it sooner than something else. And then we're also going to start maybe thinking about that compost a little bit to the next level, and how important that compost bin is. That might be stinky and gross and weird, but when you open up and you put something in there, that is going to be gold for our earth, right? That is so like that's prime material that we're going to be planting and making more food with. And so as a farmer, sometimes I have to like scoop out all kinds of things from under my animals, and it kind of makes you go, oh, not again. This is a big job. It's smelly. But as a gardener, I'm like, awesome. 2 years from now, this is going in my in my garden. And 2 years from now, it looks like perfect soil, really, really nutritious because of all the work that the sun and the insects do to be able to recreate it. And when we put it in landfill, they can't do that. So we want compost. We want to be building good soil to put back on the earth and to be able to yeah, take care of our planet and ourselves in the long run as well.